Su Yao was born into a family of extraordinary geniuses. Her father was a chief researcher at a national think tank fluent in 8 languages. Her mother was an internationally renowned first violinist and conductor with absolute pitch. Her elder brother became a top brain surgeon at 24, winning the highest honor in the field. Everyone in her family possessed remarkable talents, except Su Yao, who deliberately pretended to be a dull underachiever, ranking consistently last in grade throughout her school years. She scored only 15 points in math, prompting her teacher to suggest applying for a disability certificate for policy benefits and further education. Her family fell into deep guilt and self-blame. Her father regretted staying up late writing papers during pregnancy, thinking it had damaged her intelligence. Her mother blamed herself for listening to heavy metal music while pregnant. Her brother gave her an unlimited black card, vowing to support her for life and spoiling her as the most cherished child in the family. No one knew that at the age of 7, Su Yao secretly took an internal test of the International High IQ Society and scored IQ 180, a genuine super genius. She witnessed the extreme hardships her genius family endured. Her father slept less than 4 hours a day and suffered severe hair loss. Her other dared not even unscrew bottle caps to protect her fingers. Her brother developed severe obsessive-compulsive disorder and cleanliness at a young age. Terrified of the exhausting life of a genius, Su Yao's lifelong dream was to be an ordinary laid-back person who could wake up naturally and live a leisurely life, ning a milk tea shop in peace. She deliberately kept her grades fluctuating just below the passing line, carefully maintaining her persona of being naturally slow-witted, neither showing slight talent to raise her family's hopes, nor scoring too low to force them to apply for a disability certificate. In her sophomore year of high school, the school launched a paired tutoring program. Chuzan, the cold and aloof top student who always topped the grade by nearly 50 points, was assigned to Su Yao, the perennial bottom student. Handsome and reserved, Chuzan only immersed himself in doing exercises and reading original English academic books. Keeping all admirers at a distance, he saw through Su Yao's pretense, pointing out her 15-point math paper relied purely on guesswork, and promised to help her pass steadily if she was willing to learn. Though Su Yao could score full marks effortlessly, she acted lazy and stubborn, claiming she only wanted to be a good-for-nothing, persistent and unyielding. Chuzan began rigorous round-the-clock tutoring. He waited for her every morning with vocabulary book, woke her up instantly when she dozed in class, confiscated her novels and snacks during self-study, and forced her to study with exercises and knowledge points. Su Yao resisted in every way, scribbling on papers, drawing doodles, and even hiding in the restroom pretending stomach pain to avoid tutoring. Yet Chuzan remained patient and calm, explaining basic knowledge repeatedly. Once when she pretended to be sick, she found him waiting quietly in the corridor with warm water, his eyes filled with hidden worry, making her feel a moment of guilt that soon faded away. Under Chiu-Xun's strict supervision, Su Yao's grades gradually rose from 15 to 45, then 50, and finally stabilized near the passing line. Her parents were overjoyed and thanked Chuzan profusely. Su Yao thought her plain high school life would continue peacefully, until an unexpected plan from her family disrupted everything. Her father's friend, a senior member of the International High IQ Society, organized a global genius teen elite camp to discover gifted youngsters. Her family believed Su Yao was not stupid but unsuited to traditional education, suspecting her to be a hidden eccentric talent, and insisted on sending her to the camp to unlock her potential. Panicked that her pretense would be exposed and her leisurely life ruined, Su Yao fiercely refused emotionally. Her parents were at a loss, and her brother postponed the registration to let her think it over. To completely eliminate her family's idea, Su Yao decided to hire someone to pretend to be her rebellious, uneducated boyfriend to make them give up. She found a blonde-haired boy named Pei Ran at an internet cafe and paid him 500 yuan to act as a dropout unemployed delinquent who was obsessed with fighting, street racing and bars, and crazily pursuing her. Pei Ran agreed confidently, claiming he was skilled at playing such roles. Su Yao repeatedly emphasized his character setting on the way home, fully prepared to fool her family. Taking Pei Ran's arm on returning home, Su Yao was shocked to find Chu Zun sitting in the living room. Worse still, her father knew Pei Ran well. He was the heir of the top-tier Pei group, from an elite family. Not a dropout hooligan, merely wayward and returning home secretly after dyeing his hair. Pei Ran instantly cowered in front of Su Yao's father, and his lies were exposed completely. Su Yao realized she had accidentally hired a billionaire heir for 500 yuan, who was even afraid of her father. Chu Xun's face turned cold when he saw Su Yao holding Pei Ran's arm. He questioned why she skipped tutoring to associate with such a person. Refusing to explain to protect her plan, Su Yao talked back stubbornly. Disappointed and sarcastic, Chu Zun left angrily. Feeling deeply hurt and jealous, the dinner was extremely awkward. Pei Ran betrayed Su Yao immediately, revealing the whole truth of being hired to pretend as her boyfriend just to avoid the elite camp. Su Yao confessed her true wish to live an ordinary life without pursuing genius glory, even threatening to run away from home if forced. Her mother softened and compromised, and her brother persuaded their father with adolescent psychology. Family finally gave up the elite camp plan, and Su Yao's scheme succeeded. However, Pei Ran had his credit cards frozen by his father for returning home without permission. Left penniless, he was taken in by Su Yao's father and transferred to Su Yao's class to be supervised and study. Su Yao regretted bringing trouble upon herself. The next day, Pei Ran transferred into the class with his blonde hair and instantly became the center of attention, sitting right in front of Su Yao next to Chu Zun. Uninhibited and casual, Pei Ran slept and played phone in class, constantly teasing and disturbing Su Yao. Chu Zun remained cold and indifferent, his surrounding or icy. When Pei Ran provoked Chu Zun, Su Yao mediated quickly. Chu Zun asked Su Yao sorry if she would rather give up tutoring for such a boyfriend. To keep her secret, Su Yao did not deny it. Disheartened, Chu Zun decided never to care about her studies again, starting a cold war with her. Though free from harsh tutoring, Su Yao felt empty and depressed. Pei Ran pestered her daily for homework help and money, spreading strange rumors around the class that the top student and the rebellious heir were competing for the bottom girl. To break the ice, Su Yao met Chu Zun in a bookstore and took the initiative to ask for his tutoring again. Chu Zun was obviously jealous and teased her about her fake boyfriend. Su Yao finally confessed the truth about hiring Pei Ran to avoid the elite camp. Shocked and relieved, Chu Zun smiled secretly despite mocking her cheap taste. They spent 3 hours in the bookstore with Chu Zun explaining knowledge patiently. Looking at his focused profile, Su Yao began to consider dropping her pretense and standing beside him openly. Before the final exam, the National Middle School Mathematics, Physics and Chemistry Thinking League was held. Chu Zun as the core player of the school team, Su Yao bought milk tea to reconcile with him, only to witness several jealous competitors slipping medicine into Chu Xun's water cup. She rushed in to knock the cup over and exposed their despicable trick, chasing them away. Chu Zun was confused by her sudden arrival and concern. Su Yao made an excuse about safeguarding the school's honor before fleeing, realizing she had already fallen for the cold and reserved scholar. Though the conspiracy was stopped, Chu Zun suffered a severe stomach attack from staying up late preparing for the competition and fainted midway. Without their main player, the school team was stuck on an ultra-difficult final question and fell behind the opponent. Unable to bear seeing Chu Xun's efforts wasted, Su Yao stepped onto the competition stage lying about being a substitute. Faced with mockery from the audience, she solved the ultra-hard problem effortlessly with an ingenious solution beyond high school level, amazing the judges and winning the championship for the school. Overnight, her identity as a genius was exposed, and her years of pretense collapsed completely. Back home, her family saw through her lies with all her past exam papers spread out. Su Yao confessed everything. Her IQ test result at 7. Her fear of the genius lifestyle and her wish for a plain life. Instead of anger, her family was overwhelmed with pride, celebrating having an IQ 180 super genius in the family. Her father granted her full freedom to choose her life, even offering to buy an entire commercial street for her milk tea shop. Her mother was proud of her. Her brother gave her another unlimited black card, never mentioning the elite camp again. Suya OS fame swept the school. The principal invited her to join International Olympiad, and her teacher treated her with great respect. Pei Ran was stunned by her hidden talent and curried favor to ask for homework help. Only Chuzan remained distant and indifferent, unable to get over being fooled and taught by her foolishly for so long. Unwilling to drift apart, Xiao asked Pei Ran to arrange a fake gang ambush to stage a rescue and reconcile with Chuzan. But Chuzan saw through her deliberate act, expressing bitterness and loss, feeling like a clown who cared for her sincerely only to be fooled all along. Su Yao couldn't hold back anymore and hugged him tightly from behind. After a long silence, Chuzan held her in his arms and confessed his long-hidden love. He had fallen for her long ago, choosing to pair up with her deliberately to stay by hers. But he was consumed by jealousy when Pei Ran pretended to be her boyfriend. He feared she would no longer need him once she resumed her genius identity. He told her she had stolen his heart and must take responsibility. Su Yao realized their unspoken crush was actually a mutual affection long in the making. They cleared up misunderstandings, confirmed their feelings, and fell in love sweetly. 10 years later, Su Yao finally opened a popular high-end milk tea shop on the bustling commercial street, living the leisurely life she had always dreamed of. She lived casually, reading academic journals in her spare time, with Chu Xun, now the world-renowned youngest physicist, on the cover. Pei Ran took over the Pei Group and became a decisive CEO, still Su Yao's playful best friend, holding a top academic status. Chuzan remained tender and doting only to her, accompanying her every day after work. Su Yao finally understood that true freedom was not suppressing one's talent to pretend ignorance, but having the right to choose one's own life. She could solve the world's hardest academic problems and also run a quiet milk tea shop, spending her days with the one she loved, living a perfect life that was just right in every way.